Hi, I'm Tony with Advantage Lifts. Today we're here to put together our side-by-side 10,000 pound 2-car lift. And so I've got them sitting here in the garage already in 2 crates that you can see right here. If you want to see how we get them off of the trailer, refer back to our video on the SS9000. It shows in detail how to get them off the trailer and into your garage. Some things that you'd want to make sure you have is all the tools that you'll need for the installation. And then another very handy item is what we call a material handling lift that you can rent at any rental store. It's a hand crank forklift, and it's got a 600-pound capacity on it. Makes it very handy to put these lifts together. Otherwise, they are very heavy to do. So first thing we're going to do is unwrap the lift. You can see as we unwrap this, we got lots of plastic, lots of cardboard, bubble wrap. It's all to make sure that it gets to your house with very few scratches on it. Okay, now that we have the plastic wrap off of the lift, you can see what's inside of it. We have a set of 8 drip trays that I've already put off to the side. We have a set of 48-inch aluminum approach ramps. You have your post, your caster kit, and 2 jacking trays that are included with this set. So we're going to unload all of this and start setting the lift up. First thing we're going to do is unbolt the legs that are bolted to our frames, and you'll just take them off with using number 19 deep socket and enclosed wrench. And then with a little help, because these are very heavy, pick them up out of the crate. Ready? Now I'm unloading our top caps, putting them all over here in one area so we have everything in one spot. Then you have a set of casters that we're going to unload as well. Okay, once you get the legs out of the crate and they're stood up, there is a right and a left leg. So you want to make sure you have the locks facing the outside of the lift. So if I'm looking at this from this direction, the locks cutouts are on the right-hand side. If I look at this one over here, the locks are cut on the left-hand side. So I have a right-hand post and a left-hand post, front and back the same way. And that's the way you'll set it up with your tracks in the middle. And now we're going to proceed to put the cross arms on top of these posts to get them set up on the 7th lock from the bottom. Okay, now that we've got our first crate completely unwrapped, the posts set up in the direction we want them to, just on the outside of the lift, we're going to go to the next crate, which is our 2 cross arms, our power track that has a cylinder in it. It also has the bolt kit, all the parts box inside there, and the linkage rods are inside this track. So we're going to unbolt that, get it ready to go, and then put our cross arms on to form an H with our post and cross arms. So we're going to start the unwrapping process on this. You'll need to find the middle of the cross arm, and you'll want a strap. These cross arms are about 600 pounds, so you'll want a good heavy strap. This is a 1,200-pound capacity strap, because you're going to wrap it around this, and then we're going to pick this off using our genie to take them off of the crate. You'll want to make sure you're in the middle of the cross arm so that it picks it up level. Okay, and then you'll need an assistant. I'm going to have Gordy just kind of guide this for me so that it keeps it all nice and straight. All right, wait. And then all we're going to do is set it down on a set of blocks over here. The reason we're setting them down on these blocks is so that we can undo our band, our strap around it, and put it on the forks. Now we're going to unwrap the plastic from it, just like we did on the others. Now once we get it all unwrapped, and you can see we use lots of bubble wrap, once again, to keep this product looking good for you. We had it set on the blocks. That enabled us to put our genie underneath of it right in the middle with the forks, and now we're able to pick this up. Now you'll notice we have the locks on the outside going to match the lock holes on the outside of this lift. So when we raise this, I'm going to show you two different ways of doing this. One, by using the genie, where we'll raise this cross arm up over the top and lower it down onto the post. And then the other side we'll show you doing it without using the genie. So you got two different options to do. When we're getting ready to stand this up to go down our post, we have to open up these locks. These locks would be in the way if I'm trying to go down the post. So what you're going to do is open the lock up with your finger, pull it back, stick a piece of cardboard in here that will hold the lock open, just like so. And then up here on the top, on our ALI certified lift, with the secondary lock, you're going to take a piece of duct tape, wrap around this handle, pull it, and then just come down and tape it to the bottom of this bucket, just so it holds this secondary lock open. So now you can see that there's no locks protruding out. It'll slide down that post. Okay, now that we've got our cross beams off of the second package and we've positioned them by the post, we've got them elevated up on blocks or 2x4s so that we're able to get our material handling lift underneath of them. Now we got to get to the parts box that's in between these two sets of tracks. And so we're going to unwrap this one, get the parts box off, because we want to get the sliders to insert into our buckets that I'm going to show you in just a few minutes. Now we're ready to open up our parts box, and inside the parts box you're going to find your manual, and you're going to find the sliders that we need to be able to insert our cross rails over the posts themselves. So we're going to get those out, so we're ready to get that going at this time. What it'll take is 3 angle sliders and 1 cutout per side of the, so there'll be 4 sets of 3 and 1. Now that we've got our genie picking up right in the middle of this cross arm, it's important that you're in the middle. We're going to raise this up, and once I get it to the height of this crossbeam, then I'm going to move my legs underneath of the crossbeam instead of trying to move the genie. I'll actually lock the wheels and have them locked at this point so that it doesn't move anymore. And so I'm going to raise this up. Now once you get it up, try to stay out from underneath of your cross arm as you're working. Come over here and position your leg. Right underneath the post. And this is where you'll need an assistant to help you so that as you're going down, you're lined up. Okay, now we're going to lower it a little bit till we get closer and line up one of the holes. Looks like yours first, Gordy. You're there? Okay, and I'm going to come over here and move mine just a little bit. Gordy, will you let me down just a little bit? Right. Okay. Okay. Now we're coming down, and by using the genie, it keeps it nice and level, so it comes down without scratching up your post. And you can kind of guide it here to make sure your post is in the middle of the bucket as it comes down. Just like so. And we're going to go down till we get to the 7th lock. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And that's where we're going to set it. Okay. Keep coming. I'll get this. Yeah, keep coming. We'll get it. We've pulled out our cardboard so that the locks will engage into the post. Now we'll keep this genie underneath here until we get the sliders in there so that everything stays nice and square until we get our slider blocks in. So now we're going to insert our sliders, and these are what's going to keep our outside bucket from rubbing on our post. And so they're going to go into each corner, and you'll see I've got one that's notched out. This one is for the double locks. So the way it's going to go in here is it'll go in where the lock is, and it goes in between the post and down, and then you set your double lock. So you have to open this lock up, insert it into place, and then release your second lock for it to go onto. And then I always start from the opposite end. Just push your post over till you can get that to insert in. Put them in all the other corners. And that gives you the right spacing now that the lift is setting on the lock on the post to where I can remove my cherry picker over here so that we can have the weight down. Okay, now that we have it setting, we have an H formed with our two posts and our crossbeam. And I want you to notice how this crossbeam is made, that we have an arch right here in the middle of it. We got about a little over an inch arch formed in this, and the reason for that is when you're going to have deflection over 16-foot span. So what we do is we crown this crossbeam in the way we make it so that when we put the 10,000 pounds, the two cars on here, it's going to level out nice and level. We won't have any sags in our lifts. Very important.